So, winter 2026. I need you to understand something. The anime industry looked at this season and decided to declare war on free time itself. We've got Frieren coming back, we've got Jujutsu Kaisen, we've got Oshi no Ko, and that's just the sequels. There's also like 30 other shows. Half of them are isekai, and somewhere in the middle of all this chaos is a dark fantasy about criminal heroes that literally nobody saw coming that's somehow competing with all of them. My watch list isn't a list anymore. It's a cry for help. It's a hostage situation, and I'm both the hostage and the kidnapper. But you clicked on this video, which means you want to know what's airing this season. So let's talk about Winter 2026, also known as the season that tried to kill me. Let's go. First up, the big one. Frieren. Season 2 is back, and it's still the most beautiful meditation on grief and friendship disguised as a fantasy anime. Madhouse looked at Season 1 and said, what if we made it prettier, and somehow they did it? Frieren's still collecting useless magic spells. Fern's still the responsible one. Stark's still there, and every Himmel flashback is still a direct attack on my emotional stability. It's gorgeous, it's philosophical, and it makes you feel things about the passage of time that you really didn't need to feel at 2 a.m. on a Wednesday. Then we've got Jujutsu Kaisen Season 3, also known as the culling game, also known as Mappa flexes on everyone while explaining board game rules for an entire episode. Look, the fights are insane. Movie-quality animation, Kaganashi style where they remove the shading so everything looks like it's moving at the speed of violence. It's phenomenal. But then episode 3 happens and it's just people standing around explaining the culling game rules. For 20 minutes, it's like watching someone explain Calvin Ball, except everyone's also trying to murder each other and Gojo's still in a box somewhere. R.I.P. King, we miss you, but this arc doesn't care about your feelings. And Oshi no Ko Season 3. Ruby's got both star eyes now, which means she's activated her villain arc, and the entertainment industry is about to get absolutely demolished by a teenage idol with a god complex and childhood trauma. Memcho is basically running Bikamachi through sheer force of social media manipulation, Kana's suffering in silence, and Aqua's playing 4D chess with everyone's emotions. The industry commentary is sharp enough to cut glass, the drama is thick, and I'm not emotionally prepared for where this is going. None of us are. Okay, pause. We need to talk about Sentenced to be a Hero. Nobody, and I mean nobody, expected this show. It dropped on January 3rd with an hour-long premiere, and the entire anime community lost their collective minds. It's currently the highest-rated new anime of winter 2026. Not one of the highest, the highest. Here's the premise. What if being a hero wasn't an honor? What if it was the worst punishment in the world? The most heinous criminals get sentenced to become heroes and fight demon lords on the front lines. Forever. Because even if you die, they resurrect you. There's no escape. Death isn't freedom, it's mandatory overtime. Our protagonist Xylo got framed for killing a goddess, and now he's leading a unit of criminals while seeking revenge, partnered with a goddess weapon who looks like a child but fights like a war crime. The animation is nuts. The world building hits different, and it's self-aware about being edgy trash in the best way possible.
ようやく今夜、すべてが終わる。
Hell's Paradise. Season 2. Mappa said, you thought Season 1 was brutal? And decided to prove that they can make an island of immortal flower people even more horrifying. Gabimaru's got amnesia, which is annoying, but the fights are visceral and the Tensen are still nightmare fuel, so we're eating good. Golden Kamui's final season is here, which means we're finally getting the conclusion to the most unhinged treasure hunt in anime history. If you've been following this series, you know. If you haven't, just know it involves Ainu culture, bears, prison tattoos, and character dynamics so wild they'd get banned from a normal show. its peak and its ending. I'm not ready. Fire Force Season 3. Part 2 is the final stretch. Shinra's uncovering the world's greatest secret. Company 8 are branded as traitors, and David Production is throwing everything at the screen.
世界が燃えている。これは絶望か。
It's the endgame. Trigun Stargaze. Studio Orange is continuing their CG masterpiece.
バッシュ。感動の再会だ。
Vash is basically catatonic for the first few episodes, which is a vibe shift from his usual energy. But Millie's finally here, so OG fans are crying. It's a gorgeous space western about trauma and guns, and it hurts in all the right ways. Oh, and MHA Vigilantes Season 2 exists. MF Ghost Season 3 is still making cars go vroom with Eurobeat, and Chained Soldier Season 2 is back with more ecchi action femdom power systems. You know what you're getting into with that one. And now, the Isekai section. Because of course there is. We've got Hell Mode, where a guy picks the hardest difficulty in a game and gets reincarnated as a literal serf. It's Dark Souls meets Isekai. He's suffering, we're watching. It's great. There's Noble Reincarnation, where a 6-year-old prince has infinite level cap and broken abilities because why wouldn't he? Jack of all trades, party of none. Dude gets kicked from the hero party for being too versatile, goes back to being a swordsman, but now he's got enchanter skills too. It's the kicked from party revenge fantasy we've seen a million times. Will it be good? Maybe. Will I watch it anyway? Probably. There was a cute girl in the hero's party, so I tried confessing to her. The title is the entire plot. Reincarnated as an OP demon, sees cute priest, falls in love, tries to confess. It's wholesome isekai romance, and honestly, kinda adorable. Easygoing territory defense. Production magic turns a nameless village into a fortress. It's Minecraft meets feudal management, and it's way more chill than it has any right to be. And then there's Kunan the Sorcerer Can See, where a blind MC is trying to use water magic to literally create new eyes, which is actually a sick premise if they don't fumble it. Romance fans, we're eating good this season. You and I are polar opposites. Bubbly girl, quiet boy, misunderstanding leads to confession. They start dating. It's diabetes-inducing wholesome sweetness, and I'm here for it. In the clear moonlit dusk, the school's prince is actually a girl, meets a guy who calls her beautiful and sees her as a woman. It's thoughtful, it's about identity and attraction, and it looks genuinely touching. Taman's B-side. Idol Leader is actually a gloomy, antisocial guy in real life. His superfan becomes his house cleaner and discovers the truth. The Gap Mo is lethal. The premise is gold. Tune in to the Midnight Heart. Searching for a mysterious radio host who went silent years ago, ends up in a broadcasting club. It's mystery meets romance meets chase your dreams. And it sounds sweet. The villainess is adored by the prince. Otome Game villainess gets condemned by her fiancé, but the prince from the neighboring kingdom immediately proposes. The happy ending starts episode 1, which is honestly refreshing after so many villainous shows that drag it out. And there's the Invisible Man and his soon-to-be wife, which is exactly what it sounds like. Invisible detective, blind colleague who can still sense him. They fall for each other. It's cute. I'm soft. And now for the Wait What section. Fate/Strange Fake. It's a Fate series, so you know it's going to be convoluted. Imperfect Grail War copy in America, they lost the Saber class. Now they're summoning weird servants because the definition of hero got blurred. If you're deep in the Fate rabbit hole, welcome back to hell. If you're not, good luck understanding literally anything. Kaya-chan isn't scary. Horror action set in a kindergarten about a troublemaker kid with secret powers.
かやは怖くないよ。
This is either going to be unexpectedly brilliant or the weirdest thing I watch all year, and I genuinely can't tell which. Roll Over and Die. Grim dark Yuri about a girl with 0 stats who gets sold into slavery, grabs a cursed weapon, and something dark awakens. It's brutal, it's violent, and it's definitely not for everyone. The Demon King's daughter is too kind. The Demon King's daughter loves everyone and helps humans, so dad has to teach her how to be evil. It's reverse isekai energy, and the comedy looks genuinely funny. Shiboyugi, death games, but you're doing it to literally put food on the table. Economic necessity meets Squid Game. The premise is wild. Journal with Witch. 35-year-old novelist becomes guardian to her 15-year-old niece after a family tragedy. It's a mature drama about grief, coping, and unexpected family. Genuinely looks heartfelt. The Holy Grail of Eris. Spirit possesses someone to get revenge for being framed for murder a decade ago. Victorian mystery vibes with supernatural revenge. I'm intrigued. So that's winter 2026. You've got the Titans, Frieren, JJK, Oshi no Ko, all coming back to reclaim your weekends. You've got Sentenced to be a Hero coming out of absolutely nowhere to challenge them. You've got enough isekai to fill a small library, romance that'll make you believe in love, and weird shit that'll make you question your life choices. Here's the thing. You cannot watch everything. I've tried. I'm currently failing. My watchlist has achieved sentience and is mocking me. Pick the shows that vibe with you, accept that you'll miss some stuff, and remember that there's always the 3-episode rule. My sleep schedule is dead, my free time is a myth, and I wouldn't have it any other way. If you'll excuse me, I have about 40 episodes to catch up on, and a Crunchyroll queue that's judging me. See you next season. Assuming I survive this one.